recipients tonight, and especially to my friend Sabine Engel. So what I'd like to do, and what I will do in a minute, is talk about some personal stories with respect to Sabine, but Sabine is, I think, winning this award because for the last 8 years she has been directing an exchange program between Germany and Minnesota that has also included some other people from other states and in this process to learn about renewable energy. And I looked this up. So I had known Sabine through her work as the director of the Center for German and European Studies, because I at that time was directing a center at the Humphrey School, when I got an email from Sabine on March 23rd, 2011, that included this invitation. Would you be available in the next couple of days to chat about another project regarding green energy policy that is modeled after the health policy program? And so I said, sure. Little did I know how important that next couple of days was, because there was a short deadline for submitting a grant to the German government in order to provide funding for what would become the Berlin Seminar on Renewable Energy. And by November, we had a delegation of 17 or 18 Minnesotans in Germany, in Berlin, visiting with officials there. And from that, and she had already been working on healthcare, as her email suggested, but from that point on, this program has blossomed. There are now 2 different exchange programs, the Berlin Exchange, and as well as a study abroad program, and those have made significant impacts on Minnesota. For example, the incoming Speaker of the Minnesota House of Representatives was on one of our trips, but before that, she was at a seminar or a salon that Sabine organized here, where she heard about what was happening in Germany, especially the way Germany had democratized the production of solar energy. And so Minnesota has a community solar farm law because of that participation by Melissa Hortman in one of these salons. The current governor of Iowa was on a trip with us, and I have a mental picture of her driving a hydrogen-fueled vehicle. I'm hoping that before too long that'll happen in the United States, not just in Germany. But we've also had other occasions. We have cultural things as part of this. So we were on a trip to the Reichstag, and we stumbled across a sort of at loose ends American named Matt Mossman, who was not dressed as well as he is tonight. Our current Commissioner of Administration for the state of Minnesota, and we drafted Matt to join us on the visit to the Reichstag. And the culture involved in that building is simply amazing, the history represented there. Senator David Senjum, I have mental pictures of him staring down a pork knuckle at, that was this big at an event that we had organized. And then Commissioner David Frederickson handing off a bottle of plum brandy to the coordinator of transatlantic relations for the German parliament. And
re-gifting.
But all of these go to show that Sabine has enabled not just the formal, the policy affecting kinds of things that the exchange represented, but also deep cultural things. And we have a friend over there, Harry Lehman, Dr. Harry Lehman, who is the director of division in the German Environmental Agency. He was here for a visit recently. The first time we met was at the German Environmental Agency in Dachau, and I was moderating, and I could not get him to stop talking, which was a really problem for a moderator. And but now, after 8 years of working with Dr. Lehman, Sabine and Harry and I can now joke about the fact that it is still difficult to get him to stop talking when he's participating. We have become friends through Sabine's effort. Sabine, as you know, is totally characteristic of her, asked me to help her recognize some of the people that have been important to her and her work here. So she wants to dedicate her award to 3 women, her outstanding mentors. Her mother, Rita Louise Frida Engel Zero, who is a businesswoman constantly reinventing the business model for her company, and she inspires Sabine with lifelong courage and her ability to embrace change. Our late colleague, Judith Martin, who was the director of the university's Urban Studies program and professor of geography, who taught Sabine that the University of Minnesota is a big family, and it's okay to ask for help beyond our departments or colleges in the pursuit of intellectual excellence. And another late friend, Connie Perpich, who was the public affairs director of Planned Parenthood, and came along on a couple of our trips early in the process and was a force in Minnesota politics for over 40 years. Her love of people, her generosity, and her view of life as a wonderful adventure are the reason why the university today can celebrate 15 years of high-level exchanges with Germany on health policy, workforce development, and renewable energy. The good thing about this award with respect to Sabine is that it does not catch her near the end of her career. It is a recognition of work she's done so far, but I also think it will be an encouragement to achieving even more in the coming years. So thank you for the opportunity to be part of this.
So what we do with each of the recipients is just read the citation for the award that is signed by Karen Hansen. It is a summary of the nomination material, and it's always very interesting. So Award for Global Engagement 2018, Sabine Engel. Through her prodigious policy exchange work, Dr. Sabine Engel has brought together key stakeholders from a variety of sectors across Minnesota and Germany to increase international collaboration, showcase the university's important role in helping lawmakers understand global policy issues, and actively create change at home and abroad. Through the policy exchanges she develops, Dr. Engel brings together University of Minnesota faculty, Minnesota state lawmakers, and German policy leaders to focus on key areas, including health, renewable energy, and workforce development. Outreach is a key component of Dr. Engel's success. She actively shares the results of each policy exchange with the greater University and Minnesota communities and maintains close ties with renewable energy policy leaders in Germany. As a result of her work engaging Minnesota lawmakers in the exchanges, solar electric power in the state has expanded. Throughout the course of her career, Dr. Engel's collaborative approach to solving some of the world's biggest challenges has resulted in concrete action and served as an inspiration to others. Her work continues to serve not only the university community, but also the state, the nation, and Germany. Presented this 14th day of November, 2018.
May I get a picture of the three of you? And let's have her in the middle, and then you can be on the two.
Come on in, sir.
Karen, move her just a little bit so we can see her. There you go.
Oh, can you see us all?
Yep, I got you.
Congratulations.